So, bookshelf backdrop. Here's what I want to talk about this morning, because we're back in the game in a big way. 5 habits of the super successful. And here they are. Number 1 is the one I want to talk about. This is, for me, the most important, that I've noticed that many of the great thought leaders, thinkers, entrepreneurs, athletes, whatever you want to consider as being successful, many of them do this one thing, and it's like a superpower, and not enough people do it regularly enough. And it's getting so much easier to do this one thing on a much more frequent basis. And it's this: read books. Read books. It's so simple and it's so powerful. Like, these books for me, or books in general, that's why I'm feeling the books today. I'm feeling the love of all my books. It was nice to get them all out again. Like, I've read every single book on those shelves, and there's another one of those at my house, but I thought I'd bring some of the main ones here. I love them, right? It's just where all the wisdom comes from. Just think about it. Having written a couple of books myself, I know the best of the best goes into those books. So, like, you think someone distills like all their greatest thinking into like a few pages that you can read in 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on the book. And now you can listen to it. It's got so easy, audible. It's just made the world, it's just opened up in just a massive way to either reading books or listening to books. You can get them on your Kindle. You can buy, like, I can't do Kindle. I just can't do it. I've tried, can't do it. Don't work for me. I need a book. I need to be able to write in it. I need to feel it. Oh, love it. This week, genuinely, I'm right back in it. I've probably read 2 or 3 books. I'm rereading this one at the moment. Deep work. Back in the game. Reading is one of the greatest gifts you can ever get. It's like the #1 self-development tool. It's like £10, and you can get them actually on a recent mastermind in our ongoing self-development. Lots of the members were telling me about the apps that you can get with your library. If you're in the UK, you can get free audible books. Isn't that amazing? I think that's brilliant. I love it. So let's get on to point 2. Plan and keep planning. Right? This is just like this thing that I see all the time, this ubiquitous skill of many of the most successful people. They're always planning. They're either journaling or they're planning. Tim Ferriss is someone that I always think of with this. He's a huge planner, huge journaler. Ryan Holiday, massive journaler. The reason we use the journal, and Harvard research backs this up, people that journal and plan are 25% more productive than people that don't. 25% more productive. That is nuts. Just think about that. 25%. Like, what you could do with that extra productivity in your life. And it comes from journaling and planning, right? We have to have a plan. If we don't have a plan, someone else or something else will have a plan for you, right? Plan, prepare. It all makes a difference. That's what the super successful people are doing. They're reading books. They're planning. Bill Gates takes a week off every year, just reads books, and tries to create new insights around his business and where it's going to go, just by reading books and then by planning. Number 3 is this: what I've realized the super successful do. They realize it's all material, as in failure's part of the process. It's not that they're not scared to take on new challenges, but they embrace the fact that there's learning in failure. It's so incredibly important. Most people get stuck because they're like, if I get it wrong, or I'm not perfect, I can't do it. Where actually the learning is in the failures. Especially if you're iterating and you're trying to improve something in your life, you need to push yourself to the point that it goes wrong. It's a bit like strength training. Like, when you strength train to such a point, you hit a failure, you hit a wall. Great learning, right? But your body, your central nervous system gets used to lifting a weight that heavy, and then you train around it, and then whoomp, you beat it. Your PB goes up. It's the same thing around like developing yourself. We have to push ourselves, but realize that things will go wrong. And then it will hurt a bit, and there might be a bit of embarrassment around that. But so what? There's the learning. They've all figured this out, and I think that's what keeps too many people stuck. They can't get past that bit. They don't read enough books. There's not enough planning. Affirmations. There's another one. I'm just experimenting with affirmations at the moment, I must admit, but this is like a Hal Elrod. If you've read The Miracle Morning, Hal, and I actually interviewed him once, he talks about affirmations all the time. I'm just experimenting with them at the moment. They're not the sort of, hey, look at you, you're amazing type of affirmations into the mirror. It's more like intentions, like maxims. What is it you want to do with your day? How do you want to interact with the world on a daily basis? What are you bringing to the party today? And set that up in your mind by affirmating. I don't know if that's a word. I probably just made that up. By affirming what it is your intentions are for the day. So imagine, right, you're reading, right, you're planning. You've now got this like real intention for how you're going to interact with the world. It's no wonder these people are crushing it, because they're not just showing up and hoping for the best. There's like real deliberate planning, there's intention, there's purpose to what it is they're trying to do. They're embracing the fact that by pushing themselves, which they are, they're going to fail, they're going to iterate, they're going to learn. Isn't that beautiful? Number 5, and this is the number one for me. This is the head honcho. This is the one that sits behind, in my mind anyway, all successful people. Don't drink. What are you drinking for? That's like the worst thing you can do. And it reminds me of Brené Brown. Don't drink. Right? Isn't that beautiful? Like here, many of you will know Brené Brown, this wonderful lady that's done so much in the work of shame and books and just literally is, I guess, a bit of a force of nature these days. Don't drink. Harry Styles. Come on. The coolest man on the planet right now. Don't drink. Do you know what I mean? It's out there. It's happening. I know not everyone is on this bang, this number 5 bang, but they are, and they will be soon. More and more people are coming to the realization that actually, if they want to be elite in whatever it is they do, whether that's an athlete, an entrepreneur, an author, whatever it is, there is no place for the inconsistency that comes from hangovers and can't be arsedness. There isn't. You can't be on your A game. And here's the thing: they might give the impression that they're quaffing nice wine, but actually the super successful might have 1 or 2 and then they're back on it because they know they can't. And then what happens, we see that, or too many people culturally see that and think, oh, that's how they do it. But actually the truth is this: they're not doing it that way. They're having very, very minimal or none, because they know they can't have that inconsistency in their life if they want to be successful. It's the number 1. Take a break from booze. Although it's number 5 in my list, it should be the number 1, but I thought I'd just save it to the very, very end. Anyway, I'll wrap that up there and I'll go to some comments. Let's do this.